For some, it is a place of beauty and natural wonder. For others, it is a region of great scientific importance, home to more coral and fish species than any other location on Earth. For the 363 million people who live here, however, the Coral Triangle, an area of 6 million square kilometers covering the oceans of Indonesia, Malaysia, Papua New Guinea, the Philippines, the Solomon Islands, and Timor-Leste, is the source of life itself, providing them with the marine resources they need to survive. Today, growing human populations and greater demand for food are threatening these resources. Overfishing, unsustainable fishing, pollution, climate change, and disappearing species like turtles and tuna are serious problems that are endangering the survival of this region and the people who depend on it. In recognition of the urgent need for action, the Coral Triangle Initiative, or CTI, a multilateral partnership to safeguard the Coral Triangle's treasures, was formed in 2007 with the support of 21 nations. As part of such global assistance, the United States Agency for International Development, or USAID, has approved the 5-year Coral Triangle Support Partnership, or CTSP, a project being implemented by environmental organizations such as the World Wildlife Fund, the Nature Conservancy, and Conservation International. The CTI's Regional Plan of Action and its 3 main goals: ecosystem-based fisheries management, marine protected areas or MPAs, and climate change adaptation are being applied by the CTSP in priority areas in Coral Triangle countries such as the Philippines through a National Plan of Action, or NPOA. These goals are being pursued in communities across the Philippines. Ecosystem-based fisheries management is critical in a place like Taytay in Palawan, where the live reef fish trade, or LRFT, is the main source of livelihood. Supplying markets in Hong Kong and China with in-demand species like coral trout or suno has made this municipality an important part of the worldwide LRFT industry, which earns $1 billion a year.
It's the #1 livelihood of our municipality because people here are fishermen. Prices rise up from 20 pesos to 1,000 pesos. So most of the families here can already send their children to school.
It is this lucrative enterprise that has allowed even the smallest local fishermen to earn good money, feed their families, and even send their children to school.
Ngayon po medyo maganda-ganda. Huli ka lang ng kaunti, pera na. Sa June hanggang October, balik kalmada. Maganda ang paglalaot ng mga bangka. Pagdating na naman ng October hanggang March, malakas ang alon, di makalaot yung mga bangka.
Unsustainable practices are endangering the LRFT, however. Juvenile fish are caught before they can reproduce. And sodium cyanide is commonly used, destroying the coral reefs where the fish spawn, feed, and live.
May medyo problema lang dahil sa ngayon medyo nararamdaman ng mga tao yung pagbaba ng huli dahil ang source lamang po ngayon ng buhay-buhay ay sa wild.
Mawawala talaga ang lahat na suno dito at baka masisira pa rin ang kalikasan kung walang tulong sa mga tao dito para mag-develop yung live reef fish trade para maging mas sustainable.
Pag namatay yung coral, di mo kagad makikita yung epekto, pero bigyan mo ng ilang taon, mauubos lalo yung isda na nakatira doon sa bahura.
With the fish getting harder to find, money can become scarce, and the security of an entire community may be at stake. Together with the local government, project partners, and stakeholders, the CTSP has developed fisheries management plans for the municipalities of Taytay, Araceli, and Dumaran. To improve these policies, surveys on coral cover, coral bleaching, and incomes were conducted. Locals were trained in live reef fish management and environmental law enforcement, and 22 new fish examiners were licensed in 2011. enabling the people to take responsibility for protecting their own livelihood and resources. Information from surveys and the study of spawning aggregation sites have contributed to the establishment of new MPAs in Taytay and Araceli. MPAs can help conserve a species habitat and secure the municipality's income source, ensuring that the trade can remain sustainable. And there will be enough fish to catch in the future.
Basically, we're in Taytay because we're trying to sustain the livelihoods of the people there. Of primary importance is the live fish trade, which has been existing for quite some time. And this is also an offshoot of the pioneering fishery coming from Coron. And we've seen that Taytay has been emerging as a major live food fish trade area. So LGU is very responsive to the management and the sustainability of the fishery. So I think that's a very ideal site to work on.
I visited the Hong Kong Chamber of Seafood Merchants, and I spoke to its chairman and I asked him, what is the best coral trout in the world? And he said, Palawan. And I asked him, Palawan? Why Palawan? He said, the quality of the flesh, the bite, the color is incomparable. There is no place in the world. So I said, who is your favorite supplier? And he said, Darwin, Australia. And I was surprised and I said, why? And he says, because they are transparent, they are clear, and they live to their word. You apply online, you receive your approval online, you confirm your order online, you tell them how much you want, they send you the information online that it's ready, you send your ship, and everything you order is there. It boils down to something that we have known in Asia for years, that what's most important is your word of honor. And that's the way to do business. And that is one of the things we have to remind Taytay about, that it is really in our hearts. The way to do business is in our hearts.
Climate change adaptation is being applied in Taytay to help locals understand their work in relation to their environment.
Kung nag-aaral ka kasi ng climate change, kailangan mong madaming lugar sa Pilipinas. Binabantayan mo kung ano nangyayari dun sa pahura. Bawat pahura, meron siyang mga katangian na pag inaral natin yung madaming lugar, meron tayong natututunan sa bawat pahura na makakatulong sa atin para maintindihan kung ano yung nangyayari. Sa kaso ng Taytay, halimbawa, isa siya sa mga nabibilang namin na lugar na nakaharap siya sa amihan, nakatago siya sa habagat, dahil yung pag-init ng tubig ay nangyayari kadalasan tuwing habagat. Merong mga nangyari sa Taytay noong 2010, nung uminit yung tubig, na hindi masyadong kapansin-pansin sa ibang lugar. Ay dahil merong mga bundok na nagproprotekta doon sa karagatan ng Taytay Bay sa habagat. Nung uminit yung tubig, hindi masyadong umikot yung tubig sa Taytay, nagtagal lalo yung mainit na tubig. Kaya yung mga bahura na nasa looban mismo ng Taytay Bay, ang malaki yung epekto ng pag-init ng tubig. Kitang-kita mo yung coral bleaching.
Yung coral bleaching ay yun yung tinatawag dun sa pagputi ng mga corals, lalo na kung masyadong mainit yung tubig.
LRF catch traceability systems are being developed to monitor fish catch and fishing areas, and plans for fisheries management and further climate change adaptation will be implemented. Better management of MPAs and MPA networks will ensure that important fishing grounds and fish stocks are not exhausted.
Yung mga bahura kasi natin ngayon, madami silang dinadanas na stresses, both natural, halimbawa mga bagyo, and human. Isang magandang halimbawa ay overfishing, pollution. So, kung sabay-sabay dinadanas ng bahura yung mga yun, hindi siya makakabangon kagad or baka mas madali pa siyang mamatay kung uminit yung tubig or nagbago yung klima, lumakas yung mga bagyo, lumakas yung mga pag-ulan. So, kailangan natin bawasan yung mga stressors dun sa reef para ma-enhance yung resilience.
The people of Taytay are learning that as part of the Coral Triangle, they are part of a bigger picture, contributing to the good of the whole.
Coral Triangle Support Partnership Program is working with the local government units and the communities for fisheries management. So we are assisting them in terms of the fisheries management, especially for the live fruit fish trade. And we are also looking at the spawning aggregation so that we can recommend policies to the local government, especially in protecting these aggregation sites.
One of the unique things about this project is that it uses the most economically important fishery in an area as an entry point. And being economically important, it makes people, both from the government and all the players in the industry, want to get involved. They want to become involved in the process of gathering data, of gathering information, and using this information to develop policies and management mechanisms.
By working in harmony with other stakeholders, learning from past mistakes and achievements, and taking responsibility for their actions and their environment, they are on the right path to protecting their resources for the next generation.